Welcome to my class in continuation with Unit 3 Statistics for Economics, in which we are doing the statistical tools and their interpretation from the book Statistics for Economics. And in that we've come to index numbers. And in index numbers we did the simple index numbers, we talked about the weighted index numbers, and then we talked about different types of index numbers, in which we've done the consumer price index. We are now doing the wholesale price index, right? And we explained in the last class, I talked about what is wholesale price index, and in this I'm going to talk about the uses of price index. So let's just come to this. So this is what we did in the last class, in which we talked about the categories as primary, fuel, power, light, lubricants, and third is manufactured goods, and this is the weight in percentage. For primary it's 22.60, fuel, power it's 13.20, manufactured goods 64.20. Of course I've done it in detail in the last class, and so many items are here. In primary goods 117 are addressed here, 19 are here, and 564 as manufactured goods. Okay, now what are the uses of the wholesale price index? That is the question. So basically the wholesale price index is an indicator of the rate of inflation. How do they do that? By a simple formula, that is current year wholesale price index minus the previous year wholesale price index divided by the previous year wholesale price index into 100. So with that we come to know about the rate of inflation in the economy. So that is one big use of the wholesale price index. So what is the first use? It indicates the rate of inflation in the economy. So what is the first use that we can think about? It is an indicator of the rate of inflation in the economy. Now, again, a very important use of the wholesale price index is the determination of real changes in aggregates. So what have been the real changes? So how do we do that? Let us take national income at current price, whatever is there, into the wholesale price of the base year divided by the wholesale price of the current year, with which we can find out what has been the real change in the national income aggregate. Has it increased? How much has it increased? Is it just a money increase? And all of that. So again, uses of wholesale price index. The second is determination of real changes in aggregates, especially when you're talking the aggregate national income. So any national income aggregate. So here national income at current price. So NNPFC at current price will be, you will take that into the wholesale price of the base year. You take the national income at current year price into the wholesale price of the base year, divide by the wholesale price of the current year, which will give you the real change. So in order to work out the real change, this is the formula. I'll be doing one of this numerical and one of this example and one of this example for you to understand. Okay. And another thing is, what is that? It helps in forecasting. So it helps in forecasting. So you can any situation in the economy. What are the situations? Maybe demand and the supply of commodities. Okay. Now, for example, if wholesale price index increases, what does it indicate? That there is a situation of excess demand in the economy, over supply. And if you see that the wholesale prices have decreased, which means what? It's a situation, there'll be excess supply in the economy. And so basically these are the uses of wholesale price index. So once again, let me just tell you that again regarding forecasting demand and supply, it is the wholesale price indices are helpful in forecasting the business conditions. Alright, if the wholesale price index increases, it indicates a situation of excess demand over supply, as we've just seen. I'm repeating myself. On the other hand, the question if what if the wholesale price index falls, what does it point out? What does it show? Yeah, it shows a situation of excess supply over demand for goods. So you can get a question as to true or false based on this. Okay, so once again, it is an indicator of the rate of inflation. So it helps in finding out the rate of inflation in the country. So the ratio of inflation in a country is given by the following formula. The formula is current year WPI minus the previous year WPI divided by the previous year WPI into 100. And so annual rate of inflation now is estimated by taking the average of the wholesale price index for all the weeks of the year. That's how you work it out, because we use it in the weekly way. Alright. Then you have what is known as, again I'm repeating myself, determination of real changes in aggregates. So it helps us to find out the real changes in aggregates like national income, national expenditure. Okay. Now, I think if I do an example, it will become a little clearer. So I'm going to use, for showing these two, in order to understand the formula, just take the... So let's just take the first one as it is an indicator of the rate of inflation. So suppose if I give you a question as that the WPI for week 1 is 400 and for week 2 is 500. So find out the rate of inflation. So once again, if I give you a question as that if WPI for week 1 is 400 and week 2 is 500. So what do you do? Current year it would be what? Your week 2. Let me just write if I can. So what will be your current year? Week 2 minus what is the previous year? We can put it as week 1 divided by week 1 into 100. So if you do this, you will find out the rate of inflation in the economy. Is that right? So, okay, let me just write it down and show it to you. So for example, if it is like this. So what do you show the change? Week 2 minus week 1 divided by week 1 into 100. So week 1 was 400, week 2 was 500. So the rate of inflation would be 25%. How? Change upon 400, that is 400 minus 500 minus 400 upon 400 into 100 is 25%. Is that right? So this shows the indicator. It's the indicator of rate of inflation. Now let's just take determination of real changes in the aggregate. Suppose this is what it is. Suppose national income of a country in the year 2010 on the basis of current year price amounts to rupees 1000 crores, which increased to rupees 13 crores in 2015. Further, suppose the wholesale price index during the same period rises from 110 to 130. So what will be the real change in national income? So you just have to apply this. Now what is this? So national income at current price is given as 1300 and the wholesale price index of the base year is 110 and the current year is 130. So when you do that, you get 1,100 crores. So the real increase in national income is rupees 100 crores. That is 1,100 minus 1,000. Okay, I've written 10,000 here. So 1,000. And then against the increase of, say, which is actually the monetary increase is shown as 1,300 minus 1,000, that is rupees 300 crores. So that's how it is. Is that clear? So the real change in aggregates can be seen by this. So again, let me just tell you once again that please do this numerical. You can pause the video and write down those numericals, and you must take out the book, see if there are any other such numericals given. You can do that, or if you even to understand, basically we do it, we just need to know all of this, and one doesn't have to go into too much details. So this is it. So what just to wrap it up, what is wholesale price index? It is that index which represents general change in the prices of the commodities. Okay, and here in India we construct it on weekly basis. So, and then we have these primary groups, and then the second is the fuel, power, light, lubricants, and the third group is manufacturing. Is that right? So that is what is known as the wholesale price index. I hope I'm clear about this. Okay. So, alright. The next class we will be talking about index for industrial production.